Welcome to this Eastern procurement overview of navigating the process of awarding contracts where leaseholders are potentially affected. Most of us will already be aware that if a landlord fails to effectively consult leaseholders when procuring, then the amount it can recover is limited to either £100 per year where there is a qualifying long-term agreement, or £250 for qualifying works. But how well do we know the relative advantages of engaging in consultation at the framework procurement stage, especially when future works may affect leasehold properties? This presentation will explain why this is. This presentation is designed to support social landlords in confidently navigating public procurement and leaseholder consultation when using framework contracts. Using two processes, we will demonstrate how to navigate the requirements of current legislation and the benefits of undertaking Section 20 consultation each time we procure a new framework. Before we start, it is often assumed that all leasehold agreements allow recovery of costs. If you think this may not be the case, we recommend checking. Process A shows the optimum situation when calling off from frameworks for projects including leaseholder works. Undertaking Section 20 Stage 1 and Stage 2 consultations as a framework is procured provides a robustly compliant solution for public procurement body social landlords. Where Section 20 Stage 1 and 2 have not been undertaken, Process B is an alternative approach. This slide shows the whole of Process B, demonstrating that taking this route whilst possible does potentially create more complexity, additional work, and potentially challenges. I'll now walk us through the three key stages to Process B. Process B Part 1 is the beginning of an alternative method for calling off from an established framework when Section 20 consultation was not carried out during the framework's original procurement. This process sets out how you can carry out consultation when joining an existing framework by issuing a Section 20 Schedule 1 letter before joining the framework and, if no nominations are received, you issue Section 20. Schedule 1 Part 2 letters before any call-offs begin, then either proceed with a Section 20 Schedule 3 letter or further competition. The ideal outcome for Process B Part 1 is that no nominations are received. If nominations are received, you should then proceed with Process B2. Process B Part 2 offers a method for calling off from an established framework when Section 20 consultation was not carried out during the framework's original procurement. Section 20 consultation has been undertaken prior to joining the framework, and nominations have been received. Where nominated suppliers were already part of the framework procurement process, you may move to calling off via the framework. Where this is not the case, you must consider whether to move to a parallel procurement using Process B3 or to separate leasehold and ordinary resident works. Process B Part 3 provides a method for calling off from an existing framework where Section 20 consultation was not conducted at the time of the framework's original procurement, but has since been completed before joining the framework. If nominations are received from suppliers outside the original framework, who could have potentially been successful had they participated, then the only viable approach is to run a parallel procurement. This involves conducting a mini competition both within the framework and externally, including the nominated supplier. However, this route presents challenges. In such cases, we recommend separating leasehold works or services from general works, or to undertake a separate procurement altogether, which we would be happy to explore. Finally, a summary of the key points. It is recommended to carry out Section 20 consultation at the time EP procures a framework, as this can significantly reduce time and effort later in the process. If consultation was not undertaken, alternative routes are available, though these require careful handling. If you're unsure of the best course of action, contact the EP team or seek legal advice for further guidance. EP has more detailed information than is covered in this overview, which we are happy to share at time of call-off. Thank you for listening.